So no, friends with benefits is not an arrangement for everyone, but also it could work for some. It could work for some for a very long time, and we just never know how it's going to play out. I just wrapped up reading through discussion post involving the friends with benefits question. So I know right off the bat it was very challenging for some people because they immediately said, I don't believe in that, or that's not something that I value or think is appropriate. But the way that the prompt was written is you still have to look at the advantages. And so this is one of those examples where, as a sociologist, you have to remove yourself from your own values to look at something objectively. And while we could also focus on what are some of the disadvantages, and I think I changed the question. It used to be talk about advantages and disadvantages, but this time I wanted to try a little something different. So you were forced to, for many of you, were forced to find advantages, and then many of you already saw the advantages. But the idea is when we have something that is still pretty much stigmatized in society, we really do want to look at the advantages, because why does it remain? I put some notes down. And this idea that this idea that has been imparted upon us that people have a fear of commitment when it may just be something that they don't desire, maybe not at that time, or maybe never. Who knows? No one really knows. And sometimes commitment is really about that person and finding another person or people, right? But it's not always something that everyone's searching for. Like, I must find a committed relationship is not something that everybody's looking for. So I feel like the word amazing, fear is overused. I don't think that everybody goes into a situation, hey, let's be friends and let's have sex together. I think it kind of happens over time, and it happens between the two people, and they might decide that they're going to continue, but they don't want a relationship, but they do enjoy their time together. It does not also mean that they're going to hang out and go to the arcade and go to the bar. And then, it's interesting because there's a thin line, if you will, between a relationship, a friends with benefits, and a hookup situation. Now, if a hookup is regular and you hook up with someone for 5 years, which could happen, right? Would that be considered a friends with benefits? I'm not really sure. Someone hit me to the term sneaky link. I'm going to read the definition. Sneaky link is a slang term used to describe a person that someone is secretly hooking up with, and it is commonly used in the context of romantic or sexual relationships. So the idea that someone might catch feelings, that could happen. You could be in a relationship and someone loses the feelings. But in a friends with benefits situation, a lot of times it just kind of fades away as people become busy. Their lives change, their lives shift, new jobs, school, they may move away, or they just may be able to not get their schedules together. I mean, LA is a big place. I don't know how many people, the vastness of LA, like if you lived in Torrance, would you have a friends with benefits or even a relationship with someone you met and who lives in Pasadena? It's like another state, right? So you have to look at those things and where you are in your life. But to stigmatize that, I think that's problematic to stigmatize that. If two people, consenting adults, agree this is what they're going to do, I think the idea of it also is a counter to the idea of the fact that many people do not discuss expectations when they enter into an exclusive relationship. It's almost like they're afraid it's going to turn it into something different. But I think the expectations are less with friends with benefits, and it kind of teaches us where are our limits and where do we feel comfortable with another person, or when is it too much. We never really talk a lot about people feeling smothered. And so when we talk about fear of commitment, maybe it's just not the fear of commitment. Maybe it is just the concern about feeling smothered and people wanting their independence. People are interesting and everybody's different. It's a good entree into figuring things out for ourselves as it relates to a future relationship.